Good morning, good morning. How everyone doing today? Good morning. God is good and God is good all the time. He woke us up this morning. My name is Armin J. I'm here to give you, I'm a spiritual divine, here to give you a word on today. And the topic gonna be Pilate had full power of life and death in his hands. Now this story gonna come from Matthew 27, verse 11 through 26. Now Pilate, he was the one that Jesus came. Meanwhile, Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Now, this one, they took Jesus up, questioning him before they decided to crucify him. Now, Pilate is the one that Jesus came to first. Now, so he had the decision. He has the power of life and death in his hands. He could have decided what he wanted to do with Jesus before he got crucified to make the right decision. Now he had two prisoners, Bartimaeus and Jesus. Now Pilate needed help, so he needed help to make the right decision. So he had asked his wife for help. He asked his wife for help. So now Pilate have the power to reverse. Now he had the power to reverse it. Now remember, Jesus is the first. He is the first one they brought Jesus to. So he had the power to reverse this whole thing before Jesus even got crucified. So before the sinners. Now he is the high priest. Now Pilate, he lacked a courage to stand against the crowd. Now he the high priest, right? But he had to get answers from everybody else when he was supposed to get the right answers for himself, instead of looking around trying to get it from anybody else. Now the decision fell on him. Now should Jesus be condemned to death? Now instead of him asking himself that, he asking the crowd. So probably sitting on the seat to make the decision, but his wife sent him a message. Now remember, he asked his wife for the question. He asked his wife for the question. Now the wife had a dream. Now the dream came from God. Now before he made the decision, the wife came to let him know about what her dream was, to warn him. So the message at the very moment when he sat on the judgment seat, the wife told him, "Don't have anything to do with that innocent man, for I have suffered a great deal today in that dream." Now God came to her in a dream to warn her about her husband. And the dream was so horrified, so she would say, "Is she suffered?" Watching that the dream. So now the wife warned him, but now Pilate said in his heart he felt like this man was innocent. Now he know in his heart this man was innocent, but he refused to do the right thing and allowed this innocent man to be before trial to be crucified from being innocent. And he know in his heart he had the power of life and death in his hands to make the right decision. Now God will give a man a wise woman, but it's the man's choice to take his wife's advice. Now Pilate had his chance to take the stand for God when his wife had a dream of warning him. Now it was God who sent the dream to his wife. Now the Lord will often use your spouse to bring balance into the relationship. Now if spice insight made the very thing needed to give us the confidence to follow God and resist the crowd. Now, sometimes if God can't get to you to do the right thing, sometimes the God will get to your spouse and put it in her dream to warn your husband, or vice versa. Give it to the husband to help the wife to make the right decision. Now, this dream came from God, and he refused. He refused. So Pilate didn't listen. He didn't listen to his wife. But the elders persuade him to listen to the crowd. Now some people be persuaded by somebody else. When you're in charge, you're supposed to be in charge to make your own decision, not be persuaded by somebody else to have you to make the wrong decision by looking into somebody else. Now he looking to somebody else, let somebody else persuade him to look into the crowd. Now the crowd wanted Bartimaeus to be released. Now he asked the crowd, he said to the crowd, "Which one are the two that you want to be released?" Now the crowd said Bartimaeus. So they wanted him to be released. So then he asked the crowd again. Now he in charge, right? He was supposed to make this decision, but he asking other people. Now he asked the crowd also, what should I do with Jesus? So they said crucify. So they just start shouting and hooping and hollering, crucify him. And but Pilate, he already know in his heart, he know this man is innocent. But you refuse to make the right decision because you wanted to clean your hands and you didn't want to have nothing to do with it. You wanted somebody else to do the dirty work, but you instead of you just releasing the man, you want to keep the man and let somebody else do the damage to him. So then Pilate washed his hands. He washed his hands. He know the man was innocent, but he didn't want to have nothing to do with it.